Cowabunga. Welcome back, vintage gamers, to New York, where we are back on the very historical plane of Magic the Gathering known as New York City. We are playing with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cards today, very specifically this Sewer Valence Cam. Yep, you read that one right. That's a Sewer Valence Cam. This is a really cool artifact, actually. It's a blue flash artifact. When it enters the battlefield or leaves the battlefield, you may tap or untap target creature. It also has the ability for 3 and a blue to sacrifice it and draw 2 cards. So a lot going on here to like. Being blue is going to actually really help up a blue count for Force of Will. Having the ability to draw cards later in the game, fantastic. Flash means you don't have to play it on your turn. You can tap down your opponent's creature, or you can untap your creature, and that's what we're hoping to do today. We are playing the classic Goblin Welder deck. Here, Goblin Welder with a Sewer Valence Cam, and any Moxen is infinite mana of that color Moxen, because when this Cam enters, untap the Welder, and when this Cam leaves, untap the Welder. So we have all kinds of artifacts here that do beautiful things with our Surveillance Cam and Goblin Welder, including this Legion Extruder, which does infinite damage. I actually was pretty impressed with this card in testing because you can also sacrifice artifacts to get things in your yard. Sometimes it's hard in these Welder decks to get things into your yard, and this can actually give you that ability. I was doing some really cool things where you can actually like untap. So I was like flashing in a Cam, tapping opponent's thing, stacking the Cam to untap a creature, and you know, there's a lot of like cool back and forth here. We have Arkham's Astrolabe, which is drawing cards. We got a couple of Snowlands in our deck to make that happen. It also is going to help fix our nice little Black Splash. So we have some Arkham's Astrolabes going on here. We're going to put Volt Key in the deck. We are playing Goblin Welder, Goblin Engineer here. The classic, not classic vintage combo. It was never good in vintage, but it's a classic vintage combo in the fact that I loved it and played it a lot. Goblin Welder into Mox, Goblin Engineer. You don't have to bin a card that is returnable with Engineer with the Engineer's ability. So you can actually bin any artifact. So you can put in a Bolas of Citadel or a Chaos Defiler into your yard with the Goblin Engineer and then weld it into play with Welder on turn 2. Quite powerful interaction. Though, of course, Engineer also has the ability to return Surveillance Cams and those kind of things from the yard. This kind of deck struggles in getting its blue count to 20-something for Force. So we actually have Emery here. If we're going to be doing a Welder and Engineer, I think it makes sense to be doing Defiler and Citadel. I think Defiler is like an unbelievable card in these decks because it is castable here with our fast mana, black and red mana, and deals with problematic permanents like Leyline of the Void and Null Rod and that kind of thing. So I actually really like Chaos Defiler. So when I have these cards in my mind here, I can actually push towards these Emerys. I think these Emerys get better here because we do need to get an artifact into the yard to go infinite with Surveillance Cam here. So I actually feel like that works pretty well with what we have going on. And then just simply including some stock ups here to fill out the blue count and give us a more, give us a game plan when we are null rotted and we are Leyline of the Void or something like that. We can just cast stock ups, find the right cards that we need, and maybe it's a Vault Key, maybe it's something else. It'll give us a little bit more just like generic power. I am trying to like play minimal lands, and what I can do is like cut a land and play 2 Lorien Revealeds. This is gonna up my blue count as well. Then we also have you can see there's a lot of cards trimmed here that might normally fit in a deck like this. Gataxian Probe, Brainstorm. There's a lot of cards I want in this deck, but I don't know how to fit them all in this deck because I don't know how many of each of these cards I need in my deck. So I don't know if I need 4 Welder, 4 Engineer, 4 Emery, 4 Cam, 4 Stock Up. But I think we should start with 4, and then we can figure out which ones are the least important and trim them and add in more powerful cards. Like I think this deck wants a Brainstorm, but I don't know how to fit some Brainstorm in it there. I think Painter is just a bad combo. I don't want to play... I just dropped the thing. I don't want to play Painter in my deck. I think Painter is just like it's a do-nothing combo cards that are not very good. They don't really help you in terms of your blue count, even though that's your joke. It kind of just makes your deck worse. So I'm trying to stay away from Painter if at all possible. Gray's Lion suggests a Lotus Petal. This deck can absolutely play a Lotus Petal. Like the thing is, I need to fit in the full combo. I need to fit in 20 plus blue cards. I need to fit in artifact mana. There's just no space. So, you know, maybe a tuned version of this deck has a Lotus Petal or a Brainstorm or a Gitaxian Probe or anything like that. So yeah, that's where I'm at. One of the things that having Welder Engineer is it means you can have a more robust tinker package. We can have Sphinx and Portal and not have to tinker them in. We can tutor them to our yard with Engineer and then weld them in. I have a variety of anti-graveyard, but I think you're going to be more about comboing, but having access to the anti-graveyard cards is good. I'm going to play a Null Rod. I think that our deck can play through a Null Rod, and Null Rodding Jewel and Raker is still the most powerful thing you can be doing. So tutoring a Null Rod and welding it into play is quite strong. Don't forget that Goblin Welder can weld opposing artifacts. That comes up quite a lot. I have some Pyroblast for the blue matchup, some Abrade for opponents playing creatures or no rods in that kind of deck. I have some Consigns, Mindbreak Traps, and Hercles for the different kinds of shops decks, and I am playing a single Into the Flood Moa as a bounce spell. Like I said, there's a lot of ways you can go with this. The number one problem is I don't think your deck is good unless you have Force Blue card in it, and to get Force Blue card in it, you have to make cuts across somewhere, and you know, playing Painter Grindstone, that kind of ruins that. It all kind of adds up together where you can only have a certain amount of things. Now, is 4 Surveillance Cam the right number? Maybe not. Maybe you only want 1 that you can tutor up in combo with, but here we're making the video, we're trying to stress test how good this card is. Maybe it is actually even better when you play a bunch of them because you can actually lock your opponent down by like flashing this in and tapping your opponent. That happened a bunch. So worth noting that Emery is another creature here that has Mill. I think Mill is important because, like I said, it's a little hard to get artifacts in the yard sometimes. So between Engineer and Emery, we have a bunch of ways to put artifacts in the yard. And then also Emery has the ability to cast artifacts from the yard and be untapped with the Surveillance Cam. So we can get a couple artifacts back from the yard with our Emery in the same turn. So lots of cool things going on here, lots of synergy. Will that level of synergy make up for maybe being a bit clunky, being a little bit underpowered, running up against more tuned decks in the format? We'll have to see as we play this very first league of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Magic the Gathering here in Vintage. High-stakes, proxy-friendly paper Vintage returns to the US in 2026. The legendary NYSE will be back June 6th in New York, and the Oklahoma Land Run returns July 10th through 12th in Oklahoma City. More details still to come. I hope to see you there. Okay, here we are, round 1, Powerful Wizard across the table. Usually a blue player. Looks like they have a Lurrus. It is worth noting that I didn't talk about it in the intro, but Goblin Welder is not a good card anymore in Magic the Gathering. Goblin Welder gets pinged by Orcish Bowmaster and Fatal Push and Swords, and this card does a whole hell of a lot of nothing. That doesn't mean we're going to let it stop us from being played here. So just know that when our Goblin Welder dies, that is an average Goblin Welder experience. Let's mulligan. Okay, that is acceptable. I think I'm just gonna get rid of this Goblin Engineer. It's a little unfortunate because I don't really want to fetch. Maybe I'm supposed to just get rid of the Demonic Tutor so I can fetch a basic island without having to worry. Saga Gaming. Every time somebody talks to you about like a card is keeping a card out of the format, they're always wrong. The answer is the card you want to play is bad. And unfortunately, Goblin Welder is the bad card. But that's okay. We play bad cards on this channel from time to time, and you should too. All right, Chess is muted for the next foreseeable future. We did draw our Time Vault, which is nice. So I think that means we are just going to get our basic island here. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. I'm getting messed up. That's a kind of a nightmare scenario. Because now I don't have a really great path forward. But I'm never forcing a misstep here, so... We're going to probably have to play a bit of a longer game than I would have liked with our hand. Our hand was a mulligan hand where we didn't have a lot going for us. Wasteland. All right, well, at least I played around that by not fetching my Underground Sea. So this is just going to be fair Lurrus. Means they won't have Construct, which is nice. But it also means they have like 4 removal spells in the main. And it also means we actually just like don't have a play here because we didn't draw any mana. We might need another mana source in our deck. I thought it would be fine, but I've had some problems with the mana in this deck, so I might just be down like a mana source. I started trimming a lot of things, okay? And I felt like, you know, most of our cards are 1 and 2 drops, so, but I might just need one more mana source. Chess, how am I going to win the game if I'm 2 for 1ing myself on mental misstep against the deck that has 7 Force of Wills? Like, I just don't, like, that's not ever a winning strategy. I'm just going to lose if I do that. I have 12 creatures in my deck that bring back a key from my yard. Like, I think chess is a great visual learning example for players of people who don't go past the first thought. Oh, I have Vault Key. Oh, I have to make sure my Vault Key resolves to win. No, you don't have to do that, actually. That's not, that's not actually required. I have not seen the deck list. So maybe, just maybe, before you ask a question that could be easily answered if you've seen the deck list, you may, in fact, want to go look at the publicly available deck list. I'm so dead, chat. I don't have a mana. This always gets me. People like love to ask questions of things that are easily Googleable. Not this one. This is not an easily Googleable thing. But like, there's all that happens all the time. No one else is required to do the legwork for you. I didn't say you were a bad player. I did not say that. I just think that you very frequently hyperfixate on the first thing that you see. Yeah, but CRK, you don't play blue deck, so you have no idea. Chat, if you are forcing mental missteps against the 7 force blue black Lurrus deck, you are losing the majority of your games. That's all I can tell you. Like, I just don't understand. We have so many other ways to win the game. 2 for 1ing ourselves on the free 0 mana counter spell that costs 1 card is just crazy talk. What do you know? A Goblin Welder that can return the Manifold Key from my graveyard into play and take infinite turns with Vault Key. My opponent now must 2 for 1 themselves with Force to counter my Goblin Welder. It's crazy. Justin, will you force here? Yes. Yes, I will. Because if they're forcing this, it means they don't have another Bowmaster to kill the Goblin Welder. Or a Fatal Push to kill the Goblin Welder. Ay, ay, ay. Wow, another way of countering it. It's crazy. Right, I think we have to go all in at this point, though. Just double Spell Pierce? Okay, fair enough. All right. Into a Frog. Yeah, this is one of the best decks in the format. There's a reason this deck is good. Hey, look, another way I can win with Goblin Welder. I might still win this game. Is there anything I want to put in my yard that I like don't want to draw that I may want to bring back? Could I what? What do you want me to do? This is I don't know. I don't understand. Do I want to put any of these in my yard? I think I'm going to put an Astrolabe in my yard. Maybe it doesn't matter. The thing is, like, I don't really need, like, a camera or anything because all I need to do is have this engineer live. And if it doesn't live, then I'm just, like, binning a card I don't want to draw, right? It's more about, like, binning a card I don't want to draw. I'm trying to bin a card I don't want to draw, chat. Is that not... I am not going to block in case my opponent had drew another Bowmaster. So if my opponent did not draw a Fatal Push, I win the game. Look at that, chat. We did it. This might be a long stream. This might be a long stream. Now, if my opponent had Force of Negation my Manifold Key, you know, then maybe the ideas change here. But putting a Manifold Key into my yard is not a safe place for my opponent. Oh, I think drawing a camera is, like, fine here. It's not, like, a good card to draw, but I don't think it's, like, a bad card to draw. Like, surely Astrolabe is a worse card to draw than that. Could be wrong. What? It's the same way it's always been, isn't it? Like this? You want, like, a little bit more? I don't understand. I'm being trolled, man. What's the camera? Oh no. Oh, no. I can't do this. I can't re-explain the 7-minute intro every time someone walks into stream. I can't do it, man. Okay. So we're playing against Blue-Black Lurrus. What do I want? Do I want access to these Tinker targets? Do I want Pyroblast? Probably. Pyroblast seems pretty good. A Braid can kill a Null Rod and a Bowmaster, but not really a Frog, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't think we need an Into the Floodmaw. I kind of want Into the Floodmaw for matches where I'm playing against a Leyline of the Void. So I'm kind of just looking at Pyroblast and, like, possibly these other targets here. And maybe Engineer or a Braid. I'm thinking about just taking Forces out and not trying to 2-for-1 myself and fight over spells like that. It doesn't really feel like a very strong avenue to play against my opponent's deck. That does kind of make me feel like I might not want to have Tinker, but I think maybe it's just okay. Can't really cut any mana. Frog is their win con, kind of. Like, in a sense. I think I'm just going to play Pyros, Sphinxes. I think I'm not going to play the Sphinx. I'm going to have access to a portal, but not that. And then I think I'm going to play one Force so that I can tutor for it if I need to with my Demonic. I'm going to try this. I mean, we can change it up as we go, though. I don't want to go down on welders, even if it would be maybe a correct thing to do. Like, I just want to play the deck and see how strong the combo is. Like, this isn't Justin's playing the most tuned deck of all time. This is, we're exploring combos and theories of deck building to see how powerful they are. Does that make sense? We talked about it a little bit in the intro, but like, so when I see this card, right, and I say, oh, okay, that's a combo with Goblin Welder, then I need to find out, I have an idea, well, how strong do I think this combo is going to be? How applicable is this combo going to be in Vintage? And the only way I can really get enough reps of testing that is by playing the most, all of them, all the time, the most I can, right? Even if even like I said it, the deck, the correct version of this deck list might play one of these. It's possible it's one, but for now we need to start with 4. And to make sure to like see how good the combo is, we need to have 4 welders as well. And also, like, the more creatures you have, the more their removal is stressed, the more likely any one of these creatures sticks. And once one sticks, it's a lot better of a place, right? So I have a basic mountain and a basic island in this deck. I'm just going to lead with basic island, and then we can play our cam. I think there's value in playing a cam out, even if it's not doing anything, because it's going to give me, something in play that I can welder, I can use for Tolarian Academy, etc. So my opponent has a wasteland, but no frog mana. They have a null rod. So I have, what did I board in? I have Tinkers. I didn't bring in the Abrades for the null rod. I can weld a null rod if I counter one of their artifacts, or they put an artifact in their yard somehow. Maybe I just need to have the Abrades in because of null rod. I have the Chaos Defiler, obviously. So there's like some options here. I think this means I'm not supposed to play. Well, I think I want the cam because I want to be able to weld something in. I wish there was like an engineer target that was like really good against null rod. I don't think there is. Yep, we have the extruder win with the surveillance cam loop. I'm probably gonna need like a true welder for that though. Portable hole is like another option for our deck building, chat. We can, if we were white, I mean, maybe we can be white with an astrolabe. We can play Oswald instead of engineer, that kind of thing, but we could play the dragon engine. I've been pretty happy with the astrolabe and extruder. Like, these are hard decks to talk about and chat about because there are honestly just so many feasible and viable cards that like everyone's gonna have their pet card that they want to be played, and they all have like certain amounts of viability. Oh, I should have I fucked up here. I was supposed to play Saga and Time Walk, but I guess that means I'm opening myself up to Spell Pierce, and I probably don't want to do that anyways, so. So this card is like way less good with Cam because it requires red to activate. It's not 12 lands, it's 13 lands with Lorien Revealed and Full Moxen Suite and Soul Ring, and all of our cards cost 1 or 2 for the most part. Is it enough? Like, these decks function on 11 and 10 lands. I have 4 basics, so Wasteland is less of a problem. But, like, decks in Vintage nowadays tend to play more lands because there's even more ways of getting attacked, so I think I'm gonna go put the extruder in the graveyard, so I have the ability to bring that, loop that. I do kind of want to play like one more land, but again, I have to fit all of the cards. I have to have enough blue cards for force. I have to have these creatures. Like Magic is, it's a 60 card deck. Don't listen to anyone who tells you differently. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to get around a Spell Pierce here. And now I can't Saga Time Walk because the Wasteland's untapped. I think, I don't know, like maybe I was supposed to last turn play Saga Time Walk, but that's like, I think getting that Spell Pierce is like maybe better. It's hard to say. Then we're pushed back to turn anyways. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Underground Sea Time Walk and see if I can't get this Wasteland bait and then get a Saga going. Now they're just going to Spell Pierce it anyways. I think that's acceptable. I'm going to just hold open this Engineer. I think it's fine. Might bring in this Extruder to just to deal 2. We'll see. If they were representing Bowmaster, that's a card we can actually kill with Extruder. So they're going to play Frog. I'll probably make them pitch a card to this Frog. It doesn't really seem like there's a good reason not to do that. And I can always bring back this Cam later to tap down the Frog. We did get them to use their Wasteland, so we have an active Saga again. Oh, I guess this always untaps. That's probably fine. Well, there's a Null Rod in play, PVD, so I cannot activate the Cam's ability. I probably should just tap down this Frog, because untapping this guy does nothing. This makes my opponent lose a whole card for this, which seems fine. They pitched a Force of Will. Seems like a pretty big win for us. The thing is, I think our deck has tools to play through a Null Rod. I'm actually not... It's not good for us, right? But I don't think we're, like, dead in the water or anything. I can tap down this Frog every turn with Surveillance Cam. So I don't think I need to cast Stock Up right now. I'd rather deny my opponent a card. I did not board in a Braid, so... But I have a Saga here. I have the ability to search for another basic here. So I like our spot still. My opponent only has 2 cards in hand. If my opponent ever, like, bins an artifact somehow, and there's no Frog in play, we can, like, technically, we can Welder the Null Rod out. I'm, like, kind of worried about Stock Up in this deck. We are, like, a little land light deck, but it's a really strong fair card that we can use when we're not being... You know, when we are getting Null Rodded and stuff. So this is like kind of what I'm talking about, though. I wasn't sure about this card. But like the sacrifice ability in making constructs actually has been pretty good. And this Surveillance Cam, like the tap ability of tapping my opponent's cards has actually been quite strong. You can do a lot in Vintage right now by like time walking your opponent with taps. So my opponent did pass the second Wasteland check, unfortunately. Cam and Welder and any Moxen makes infinite mana. With Intruder, it's infinite damage. With Astrolabe, it's infinite draw. All kinds of things like that. But I think that's like an important aspect, but I'm trying to show you people that the tap aspect is actually quite good as well. I'm gonna bring back this Cam, getting rid of this Extruder, and I'm gonna tap down this Frog. One thing that the Null Rod does do for us is it actually stops our opponent from Soul Guide Lantern our whole yard. So my opponent can't draw a card with Frog here because we have a Welder Cam going. Then I'll say Time Walk, of course. It looks like they're gonna dig through time. Perfect mana to dig through time. Our Treasure Cruise, sure. All right. Unfortunately, like it cost me a red mana every turn to tap down Frog, and I'm not actually casting my stock ups, which is a huge deal. I also can't really, like, I think the card I want to draw the most right now is Emery, because Emery would be a 2 mana off of just blue. Or just like another land. But again, like, maybe I just need to have more lands in my deck. It's so brutal, the amount, like, Wasteland prohibits you in deck building in Vintage. Might just need an extra land slot, at least one. We'll see. Unfortunately, yeah, tying down this frog every turn, costing. Interesting. I hate that I always draw this card. Also, I can't cast it because C, and I can't really get it out of my hand because I couldn't fit in a brainstorm. So drawing this card here is like really bad for us. No, we're not cutting a Mox for a land. We're not doing anything. But like, we probably have to cut like a creature for a land, like realistically. Wasteland. The problem is I'm just like not very likely to draw another land to like get the stock up going, and I'm going to just get overwhelmed by frogs. So I think I just have to take a frog hit to like try to resolve a stock up right now. Like I don't think this is like a realistic like way to win the game. I did hit a fetch and I did hit an Emery, so it's pretty good. I kind of want, I really want to put the brainstorm in my deck. I should have attacked for one. This is really good though, because now I can start building out my mana. I can start tapping down the frog again, unless they swords me, which they did. It's just really hard to play like these clunky synergy decks against the power of Swords to Plowshare, Force of Will, plus cards. Oh, I just like, oh, yeah, but they're like, this is the turn they were tapped out, right? So I can't get Spell Pierced. I don't know. I just have like so little chance of being able to advance my board after one turn. And then I have like such a high chance of being countered. It's like really tough. Don't know the answer. All right, for game 3, I think we do want these Abrades. That's pretty good. We still have a Sphinx, a Portal, and a Bolus's Citadel. I just don't know how we can ever resolve that. Unfortunately, we don't have 2 artifacts, so we can't play Emery and stock up. The problem... I mean, I think I just have to start casting more stock ups. Okay. Volk, Talarian, Sensei's top, Lorien, Engineer. I think I like top Talarian and try to resolve spells next turn. I know top doesn't do anything right now, but... Okay. I mean, I could just get Twisted or something, but that's fine. Next turn, I'll have 6 mana, so I can like try to bait a counter spell, resolve a Tinker somehow. Strip mine. My red source, okay. My bad. I shouldn't have tried. Yeah, you can build this with Oswald. I just think that Engineer is so much better with Goblin Welder because you can play turn 2 Bolus's Citadel. They played a Lavinia, which means my plans are quite poor here. I guess Vexing Bauble prevents me from getting forced. It's certainly not bad. So let's play Vexing Bauble. I got Mental Missteps. Yeah, I have 3. I have many things. Many things. Unfortunately, I can't beat Spell Pierce right now. And without the bauble resolving. So I think what I'm going to do is get an Emery going and play a stock up into the Spell Pierce. I don't know. Like, they could draw another card. I just don't think I don't think I have a high chance of resolving right now. And I do need to resolve. I didn't realize they were white in game 1, or I wouldn't have boarded in Sphinx. I kind of thought they were blue-black. I might have missed a land that I didn't see. I don't think I'd missed one. I don't know. Yeah, they had force. Wait. That means we're in it to win it. Okay. So Tinker. What do I get? Should I just portal my opponent? Oh, I didn't bring in portal. Well, that sucks. I guess it's just a Sphinx then. Because Citadel's turned off from Lavinia. I was hoping to get portal here, but I mean, this is good until they draw a Source to Plowshares. They have no cards in hand. They just rip swords? No, they're buying Lurrus. They scared me. I think he knew it. I think he knew that was gonna scare me. All right. Emery, number 2. Stock up. I tapped all my snow covered. And I don't know if I was playing Astrolabe anyways. Probably am though. Well, not now, but I don't have a red land because I got strip mined. I can welder back. Oh, I guess I can't welder back extruder until I get a red land. Jesus. That strip mine was so bad for me. Okay. That was a Cam in our yard. No, Cam, I guess, is not as good with Emery for tapping down things. 2 attacks from Sphinx get there, but this thing can technically jump. We've got Key, Pearl, Cam, top. I guess Cam could tap down the frog to get in with Sphinx. Extruder for 2 damage. Could kill Lavinia or Lurrus. I'm not gonna play around strip mine ever. I'm just gonna accept the fact that sometimes I randomly lose, okay? They did not play Lurrus. Time Vault. I know, I said that. That was one of the first things I said. I can bobble. I don't think bobble really helps me here. I think I don't want to wait. I want to wait on this Cam until next turn. So Vexing Popple costs 1, chat. It costs 1. Oh boy. I think I'm gonna wait on the Cam from the yard until next turn. Because my opponent didn't play Lurrus this turn, so I think we're okay. I'm a little worried about astrolabing because my opponent could have second Bowmaster, which would kill my Emery. So I don't want to do that. Oh, they're gonna wait, what? They're just gonna hop the frog this turn. Like, oh, wait. Once they activate frog, I can do this because it has flash, right? I got dressed down? Oh wait, it's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, I will save my things here. Why? So I don't lose my Sphinx. Oh. All right, well, instant speed, tap down this frog. Okay, so now they don't have the power to they're just gonna chump with an orc army. We can play our Astrolabe because the Orcish Bowmaster is turned off. That was a really nice sequence for us, actually. Though they do have Lurrus dress down loop coming, which is not good. Force could be interesting if we find another blue card. I guess it's not interesting because there's a Lavinia. I currently I can't cast Lurrus or Force because I'm 1 mana short of having 5 lands in play. So I guess I will play out my Time Vault. This was like a kind of how a lot of the practice matches with this deck went. They were some really crazy games. They draw swords. They drew swords. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. They already cast Cruise, but they can cast Dig, I guess. Another, yeah, I don't see us getting out of this. Well, I didn't actually have like a lot of answers in for Null Rod, right? There's just like nothing I can really realistically do from this spot. The strip mine on the red source is like the actual biggest problem in this whole game. Well, yeah, I didn't mean to board in Sphinx. I told you that, CRK. It looked like they were blue-black, in which case Sphinx is unkillable. I'm going to bring the Abrades in, too. Not that I can cast them here if my red source gets... It's just the red source getting strip mine, really. Because, like, I could play this Legion card, start picking things off. Like, I had options. But I got my basic strip mined. That's my red source. I think it's too late, though, right? Because they just have too many cards, and these frogs are going to kill me. So this bauble, and then I play my land, and I can actually play Force. The problem is they still don't have an artifact in their yard that I can swap the Null Rod, and they protect it with these frogs. Maybe I should be bringing in Wasteland here. Needle for, like, Wasteland Frog. I feel like that's not amazing, but something we could do. I don't see... I mean, I have Welder... What? I have Welder combo? Wait, I have Welder combo, don't I? I can just weld this thing for 20 damage? Or... am I just dead, though? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Oh, I'm just dead. I had to not play my Emery. I had to not tap my Emery. I don't know, like, I kind of wanted to, like, make sure that it resolved by playing a Vexing Bauble, but... looks like they found the line. I guess that doesn't actually save me, right? I can save 2 damage, so it'd be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess it would save me if I didn't cast my Emery. All right. I mean, this is a really risky play from them. What if I just have a bounce spell? I guess they had no answer to Welder. I guess they did. No, they had no answer to Welder, so they had to go all in. Okay. They had a force though, but no, they had a force and a blue card. So the bauble did stop them from forcing, but I had a force of my own. I might have been supposed to play this differently so that I could save 2 damage by blocking here, because it was enough, which is kind of odd. It's just because my opponent had no answer. They had a force though, but they didn't force the bauble. Well, I guess that makes sense because they're gonna try to attack and win. So if I had just played my volcanic, not played my bauble, played my welder, forced it, and I pass and chump block with this, I actually would win this game. Well, not necessarily, because they can draw a removal spell off of these 2 frog hits. So it's not that straightforward. But I think I probably should have done that differently. All right, so now that we know our opponent's not on blue-black, I'm going to take this Sphinx out. I'm going to bring these 2 braids in. I don't need to chump if they force. I guess that's true. I mean, like I said, I didn't do that. I definitely did not do the math there, so I'm gonna bring these braids in, and I'm just gonna take this other force out, and I'm just gonna play 2 braids. I don't think I want to have needle in. I don't know that I want portal in general. It's like fine, but I mean, it gives me another way to play through Null Rod, which is nice. Like, realistically, I could play through Null Rod with a Citadel, but there's also a Lavinia. I didn't know they had Lavinia coming in either, chat. I kind of thought they were on blue-black. The braids get a lot better when there's Lavinia and Null Rod and other things happening. So, I guess we almost did win, like, because this, I guess, I'm a little underestimating the fact that this Legion combo actually wins through Null Rod, which is pretty sick. I mean, I just like think Needle's so bad, man. I just think Needling Wasteland or Frog is like, just lose it. I have 4 basics. If I'm bringing in Needle here, I should just like quit the format, I think. Portal doesn't, no, I can, oh my God, why do I have to explain every part of the deck every time? You can weld in Portal and put it in your yard with Engineer. Like, you can have multiple targets. Like, they can do different things and they can be good at different times. Like that last game where Portal would have been good, even though we had Citadel in the deck, and Citadel wouldn't have been good. I'm gonna just trim a stock up. I feel like these are hard to resolve. I resolved a bunch of that game, but I just like don't think that's a good use of a card. I think that's a terrible use of a card. Like, if I'm playing a do nothing artifact because it can like make frogs deal less damage, that's just not a very good, like, I have tons of ways to deal with frog. I don't think that's a good one. Why do I keep drawing this Chaos Defiler every single time? They play like 3 Spell Pierce. This seems fine. I'm gonna play Lotus Emerald, cast Emery without cracking anything, use the Lotus to pay for it, and then play like top Time Walk. It might not work, but that's my plan. All right, so I cast this. I only need to pay blue. Then I can sack this, and it still counts as the reduction. I cast an Emery. Emery resolves, milling 4. Emery mills over Legion, Surveillance Cam, and Lotus, or has Lotuses in the yard. I will now tap for Time Walk and play Sensei Stop. Will I spin on this turn here? Gonna return Lotus. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm gonna spin on the upkeep here. Fetch land, Lorien revealed, Surveillance Cam. I think this is a pretty easy take the fetch land, fetch up a basic. and cast Astrolabe. Obviously, I could play the cam and get the Lotus, but I think I'm just going to leave the cam in the yard. I'm going to fetch basic island. Why do I only have 2 basic islands? Is that how many are left in my deck list? What am I missing here? Does this deck list not have 3 basic islands in it? Oh, I milled a basic island. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, basic island, Astrolabe, draw, Ancestral, Lotus. Oh, wow, they're F6'd. Play Lotus, cast Ancestral then. Immediately garbage that I can't cast. I can spin. I guess I'll spin. Good natural draw. Stupid Abrades that I brought in. 2 Engineers that I can't really cast well. Gross. This is I played a land this turn already. Man, these Abrades look so bad. These Abrades look awful. Because I'm not going to be able to spin into a red mana with Astrolabe if they null rod me. All right, Tundra Swords by Emery, I assume. Okay, so what I can do is I can use my top to get... I could just stock up. Or I could use my top to get an Engineer and then shuffle away casting Engineer. I think it's better to stock up. They didn't have a force before and they're tapped out. Ruby, Lorien, Fetch, Engineer. I think I like... Engineer, Fetch. That way, if I get null rotted this turn, I have a way to cast a Braid. The fact that I've gone through all these cards and I don't feel remotely favored in this match is not a great sign. Looks like they have a Bowmaster. I think I'm just going to naturally draw. And I need to play an Engineer this turn, so I think I'm just going to fetch into the red source. I guess I don't have to because I have this Astrolabe, but... We saw null rot in the last game. Brainstorm in response. Sure. I think we're like super losing from this spot is the problem. The fact that Welder and the Engineer and Emery don't really play that well with Surveillance Cam is kind of unfortunate. This guy can only return 3 or less, so I'm not going to put any of the big things in the yard. Don't think. What I could put in the yard is a Time Vault, so we don't ever have to draw that. I could put an Astrolabe in the yard so that I can weld the Astrolabes in and out, which is a pretty powerful play. Could put a Vexing Bauble in the yard so I don't have to worry about getting countered. I can like bring it back and then maybe a Braid later. Kind of like having the Vexing Bauble access. Let's see. No. This card doesn't infinitely combo in any way that I'm aware of. I got Fatal Pushed. Wait, they have 4 swords and Fatal Pushes? I see. I mean, like, it's possible if you have enough... Maybe if you have enough red mana, there's some way of doing it. I can make, like, infinite triggers if I'm welding a Mox Ruby, but... I don't know that Engineer, like... I don't know, maybe I'm missing one. There's, like, possibility there's some lines there that I'm missing. I don't know. All right. If opponent does play a Null Rod, I can at least float a red with the Astrolabe and a Braid, and then have another Braid on the next turn. They bought Lurrus. I have 5 minutes on my clock. I'll spin another Engineer, and there's a Time Vault underneath it. Let's just take an Engineer. I don't think I care about these other cards. I think I'm just going to take an Engineer and cast an Engineer. And then I'll still have the ability to spin and do stuff next turn. I have the mana to cast a Chaos Defiler at the moment, which is interesting. They force the Engineer. Sure. So I have a Time Vault. I will probably have to spin that away. But this isn't a bad place. Is this going to be Lurrus? Or is it going to be Null Rod? It's going to be Lurrus. Doesn't do anything right now, but I think I'll definitely bait and a Braid on it. Like, I could just play the Defiler, but if they have another force, it's, like, super bad for me. So I think I'm going to bait a Braid on this. I kind of want them to force it. Oh, okay. Didn't get a force. So I'm spinning here. I have a Time Vault and a Sapphire and an Academy. I could cast this Defiler. It just doesn't seem like a good use. I will play... No, I won't play... Well, I should spin. See what else is here before I make a choice. Fetch away. I think I like fetch away more than anything else here. Next turn, we can fetch away. I guess now I have the mana to cast a Defiler through a Null Rod, so that's kind of nice. Obviously I get Wastelanded, I won't, but... Lavinia... Time Twister. Okay. Fresh game. Welder, Wasteland, that's my... I have a black, I have Volt Key. Kind of just need a way to prevent myself from getting forced. Just like infinite dudes, I guess. I don't know, like what my... I kind of am out of time to be thinking about this kind of stuff. Well, I kind of want to win right now is the problem. Okay, well, I have... I think I will DT... I should just play everything out, I think. Welder... Memory... Oh, I should probably have spun first. Did I not spin first? I just have no time. I have to, like, make choices. Lotus. Spin. There's my bobble. Okay, so can I still win this game then? If I, like, draw and play bobble right now? They can obviously play a Bowmaster, but I think that's fine. I have enough mana, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know I don't have enough mana, man. I'm short on mana. Short on mana. I got misstepped anyways. Oh wait, I wasn't short on mana. DT key activate. Okay, well, I'm stupid, I guess. Sorry, I did not math that way well. I thought I was 1 mana short. I was just trying to go fast. Okay. Wow. That was a series. We both had very low clock. There were a lot of game actions taken. The opponent YOLO twistered. I yelled at chat for like too long. Again, sorry about that. Okay, 1-0. That seemed like a tough matchup, so. All right, we got the combo master himself, Tony Scaponi on the other side, probably playing Jewel. which might make me want to keep this hand that has just force. But we have so little blue sources in our deck, we probably aren't allowed to. We were just commenting how last round we drew our Chaos Defiler quite a lot, and then when I made my video with Tony's deck, I also drew my Chaos Defiler quite a lot. And in the video before that, I drew my Spolis' Citadel quite a lot, so I don't think there's any way of getting around the fact that if my deck has a 1-of in it that I'm supposed to tutor out, I'm going to draw it. One of the cool parts about this deck is I can theoretically, there's a couple more ways to get it in play. However, in my hand, I can't really get it out of my hand very well. I don't know if my deck wants like a rummage card or if I just want to try to fit the brainstorm into my deck so I can like brainstorm and then emery something into the yard. There's a lot of options, obviously. An interesting card that we can consider that I've played in the past is, what is this card called? It's called this card. This is a card we can consider. It lets me discard a card out of my hand and draw 2, and then it also has a side ability of giving things haste, which means we could go for our infinite win with our welder with haste. So if I have more slots that are not blue cards that I think I can fit a card in my deck, this is a card I'm interested in trying. I want to keep this hand because it has force against Tony, but I don't know that I'm allowed to. I think I want to just mulligan this. Like, this hand's worse, right? I guess it's not worse. If this hand needs to draw Mox and needs to not die. But Tony's deck is like a little less combo oriented, a little less jewels, but it's tough. Let's get rid of an Emery here and try to play this. So this has the Welder Engineer combo, but it doesn't have the Mox because it's actually a 3-card combo. It's turn 1 you play a Welder, turn 2 you have to play a Mox or something and play an Engineer, and then you put the Citadel in your yard and you weld it. See if we die because we didn't keep a force hand. One of the things we can do in this game is theoretically weld our opponent's stuff out because they will be an artifact-based deck. They have Island Ancestral, and they only have 1 Springs in their deck, by the way, just in case anyone was wondering. That was one of the things that was befuddling to me from Tony's list. I feel like 4 Springs is a mandatory, but not a bad draw. Force is a good draw for sure. All we really need now is this force to hold up and then to draw a Mox. That would be pretty strong. Okay, I mean, then we still need to win with Citadel, which may or may not happen, but steps at a time. I guess theoretically, if we don't need to do that, right? Because our Engineer could bin a Ruby. And then our Welder could weld. No, our Engineer could bin. Trying to figure out a way that we could go with the infinite combo. If our Engineer bins a Ruby and we draw. No. If our Engineer bins a Surveyor's thing and we draw. I guess it's just a Surveyor's thing, right? If it bins the Surveyor's surveillance thing, and then I just need to play the extruder is the problem, right? So maybe I'd have to wait a full turn cycle to do that. Okay, Tony passed again. Has Hardcast Force up. Okay. So, unfortunately, we did not hit a Mox. So I think instead of going for Citadel, we can go for the turn 3 Welder stuff, right? We can try that because we can cast this Legion card next turn. Also, I can, if my opponent uses Black Lotus for the ring, I can take the ring out, which is fun with the Welder. I think they might force this. No. Okay, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna put the sewer valence cam in the yard. I'm gonna hold my Welder back so that I can theoretically weld something if I need to. Like if they're like have a jewel or something. I don't know. Blue. Time walk. Right, blue colorless. Should be more specific. We do need this Engineer Legion thing to resolve. Because it needs to be in play. So, oh, we also need to counter a ring, right? A tinker. Okay, I'm gonna force this tinker. Okay. So he's gonna get a Chaos Defiler, unfortunately. Which will wipe out both boards. Because I can weld the Defiler out. But I'm gonna lose all my stuff. This looks lost. Unfortunately, my opponent had the blue land into Ancestral, into Force blue card. Brutal. I assume he's just going to tinker a Defiler here. I guess he can technically tinker a Jewel, but it seems unlikely. I have to give him back a Lotus or a Monolith as well, which is not great. Oh, he went for Jewel. Yeah, I'm not going to transfer out the Jewel until he goes for like a Metamorph. So 3 Metamorphs in his deck. He's got Transmute as well, unfortunately. I guess that's a reason to maybe go for it with the trigger on the stack. He's got 7 mana. Yeah. Wait. I can respond by transmuting in a Lotus, right? Or by welding in a Lotus. He can sack the Lotus and make 4, 5. Ugh. It's still bad, right? Like, I weld out this Jewel for a Lotus, and he can still... I think you have to sack? Is it... No, you don't have to sack. The problem is he can just pay the 5 to go up to a Chaos Defiler and Chaos Defile my Welder. But also, like, I don't really want this to be another Jewel. Feels like that's like way too much to come from behind on. I think I'm gonna just swap it with a Lotus and see what happens. I think what happens here is my opponent pays and gets a Chaos Defiler. Oh, it does say you have to? Let me pull up a fixed version. Transmute. Magic Online promo. Sack an artifact. Okay, yeah, I think you're right. It's weird that it says if you do. I guess you could technically not have an artifact to sack. So, like, he could sack the Lotus for mana, and then, yeah, he's just gonna get the Chaos Defiler. Okay, so... So I lose my Welder. I can keep this tapped down. So I have a dude, and I can tap this down. Okay, I think I just pass. This will be a weird game. I mean, he just has so much firepower in his deck, though, especially after having cast and resolved Ancestral and Tinker. He's not even making a construct. I don't think I'm responding to this. Oh, is he going to make a construct? He might make a construct. So I'm going to make a construct, and then I'm going to weld my Pearl into a Surveillance Cam to tap down. I don't have to tap down this Defiler, so maybe I won't. Is it better than having a Pearl in play? It might not be. Ooh, boy, this spot looks bad. Almost wish I had, like, kept my 7-card hand that had a Force, and then just, like, force the first Ancestral. kind of hard because I didn't have any mana sources in my hand that could make the right colors of mana. All right, Soul Ring. That's a lot of mana. Oh no! Oh no! 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 It's another Metamorph. Just copy Chaos Defiler. Yeah, this looks lost. It's pretty frustrating. What am I gonna do, really? Why is Tony's Chaos Defiler look so good and mine always looks so bad? All right, now I am pressured here to tap this down. Chaos Defiler, every time I put it in play, has been really good. The problem is sometimes it's really hard to put in play. Wait, what is this? Am I getting bounced in response? All right. I will tap this down. This does not look good. I could just draw Time Vault and rip Vault Key. So there's options. Yup. And a ring? Surely not. I can always sack this cam and draw two if I get to put some mana instead. But again, this is producing a pretty interesting game. Otawara My Urza's Saga. That's a play? That's a legal play. Okay. I'm dying is the problem, but I can make some constructs soon, so I think I just get a new saga, play this thing and dome my opponent, and pass. I don't think I'm supposed to like attack for two and bait a block. I don't think that works out for me. I think I just take a good. Take a shot for 10. I can sack this surveillance cam to top down my opponent as well. Wait a second. Am I just winning from this spot? Let's see. I have a Tolarian Academy. I can make a construct, and then I attack for 4. And I have 4, and then I can tap 1 down and go for an attack for lethal on the next turn. I think this is actually good. So if I attack here, like, it actually puts them in a bad spot, doesn't it? They just rip a jewel? Oh, maybe I'll hit blue card force. They only have 3 jewels in their deck. Damn it. I thought we were going to win. I actually think we had a great spot. Maybe we still do. Maybe it's fine. Because that tap down means my opponent doesn't really have a good attack, and then we're looking at really large constructs. We should get a ring now, though. Ruins the whole tempo of the whole plan. Yeah. Now they get to attack because they have the ring. Wow, that went really badly. Oh, wait. I get to steal the jewel, though. They probably have a bounce spell. Let's think about this for a second. I have Tinker. I have Vault Key. I think I just get a key. I think I just get a key, and then I attack and steal the jewel to see if my opponent has a bounce. And then I tinker for the thing and win. This attack was actually kind of interesting then. I want to try to draw Force. I did not draw Force. I have stock up, though. Not if they had a bounce. I think I stock up trying to find Force blue card first. Here's their Force. Got Force. I still have Tinker. I think I still go Astrolabe in case I draw Vex. Well, they can have nothing left, right? There's no possible thing they can have left. I think there's nothing left. I mean, there's... how many spells have I cast? 1. All right, we baited out the Force. Take infinite turns. I think we can just weld everything out and we'll be fine. I think we like build out a huge army first, and that because these things can kill the Time Vault key. I think like in paper, I'd probably make my opponent do this, but I'm pretty sure I can get a handful of forces, remove all of their permanents, and have a huge army of tokens. So, wow, we've had great games. Well, I mean, we've had great games. What can I say? Okay, so I have a Null Rod for this matchup that I think is good. I have a Needle that I think is good. I have these cards, which I'm not clear are good. Trap is good. Hercules, I'm not sure. And I can Consign is definitely good. I actually think Chaos Defiler might be good because my opponent's deck is so weird. It's a very odd version. I think this misstep is bad. I think we want maximum combo elements, but I'm not convinced we want the Legion Extruder. Might be really hard to actually... I think this bauble is bad. Might be actually really hard to fit cards in. It might just be these 5 as the best possible cards. The goal here, unfortunately, we have no negations. The goal here is to live through a turn and then kill our opponent, but that might be challenging. I'm going to cut an Astrolabe, and I think I'm going to cut a... I don't want to remove this Chaos Defiler because I think there are worlds where I need Chaos Defiler. Well, Tony's deck is really weird. It's actually super grindy, especially post-board, depending on how he boards. I just played a video with his deck. No, because I think I'm going to need the ability to, like, have hands that go, like, force your opponent's first spell, stock up into another counter. Oh, maybe we can get away with no Defiler. We'll see. I think, like, in general, I would definitely cut Defiler against Jewel, but against Tony's version of Jewel, it's not abundantly clear to me. Do we need Lorien? I think we want to have as many blue cards as possible. I think like the number one thing you should be thinking about is how do I get to turn 2 against this kind of deck? Even if his deck is like a little less explosive than a typical Jewel deck. So like every Lorien gives us another blue card for force. I think this is not good enough. I think this is not good either, but I think I'm going to keep it. Man, it's bad. Unfortunately, Tony's version, I think, is also quite good against Null Rod in comparison to normal Jewel, which is a problem, but... He doesn't have that many blue lands that can cast the thing. Oh, yeah, that's good for me. So I think here... I'm going to just go... I have 6 mana, so I'm going to crack a... Surveillance can't... Wait, I don't have 6 mana? No, I have 6 mana. So I can go... Oh, it costs too much to crack. Ah, that is unfortunate. I wanted to, like, maybe crack this on turn 1 and play Null Rod, but I don't have the mana to do that. So I guess I'm just on the hope that Null Rod is good enough, which it might just not be. I guess we don't have any... Oh, we don't really have a follow... We don't really have a follow-up plan here, so... Okay. I assume that's going to surprise Tony. I just don't know if it surprises him enough. Because it's very odd for a Null Rod to come out of my artifact-based combo deck. But we already show... Oh, wait, I should not have taken out the Legion Extruder because that's one of my combos through. But I can always get rid of my Null Rod, so... Wow, he has his 1 Springs and his Ancestral again. The classic 1 Springs is out to get me here. I just can't imagine playing one of these in my deck if I'm playing Jewel. Anything less than 4 sounds incredibly insane to me. I don't know. We're dead. I mean, is this my fault? I got the 1 Springs Ancestral. He's too good. Alright, he just needs a follow-up land that makes mana, and the Saga's gonna kill him. Ooh, I can't actually use this to do the thing because there's a defense grid. Well, that's not good. Pretty sure that means we're dead. Why is it always... Okay. I think I want to take... I think I still want the Null Rod in my deck. The Null Rod is not, like, a huge portion of my plan. It's, like, a versatile thing that I can do. Yeah. My hand was just not very good. Was the problem? Oh, they don't have a land. They don't have a land for Saga. Oh, they have an Ancient Tomb. He just wanted to play all of these other things first. It's kind of rude, don't you think? The 1 Saga and the 1 blue land and the 1 Ancestral. Get wrecked, Justin. You fool. You fool. Yeah, we are dead. Seems good. I think I should have... I don't really want to have this in my deck, though. Maybe it's fine. I can probably take out this mountain, right? Maybe not. Maybe I can take out an island. Oh, that was really sad. Hopefully we can have like a combo-oriented hand here that has a force. That's what we really want to see. We want to see like turn 1 Welder with a force, turn 2 engineer something. Yeah, maybe we don't have enough. No, our mana is weird. Our mana is very weird because we have Emery and we have stock up. Our mana is weird. Dun, 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 dun. This is only round 2. I started the stream nice and early today, so I could be done before Nick's got back, but that has not been how this stream has gone. Pretty brutal. I don't think I need this Legion Extractor in my deck. I don't think I want to drop a land. I feel like I'm already like so low on lands. It's not. Why is it not called? What is it called? Extruder? What is an extruder, chat? I'm not aware of this word. Every time I say it, it feels wrong. Oh, it's a machine. Oh, I see. It makes, okay, it makes things. Okay. Was not aware of that word. Well, I'm in. This is a turn 2 Bola Citadel, so it's also a turn 1 consign. Actually, this Ruby is nuts, by the way. This Ruby is nuts. This Ruby is Welder, hold up consign, untap, engineer, and with a land drop to give. Like this is the deck. This is peak capacity. This is what we want to see. If we draw Force of Will, that'd be even better. What that means is we're gonna draw the Citadel. Or we die on turn 1 to Tony anyways. All right. Island, Ruby, Welda. Please don't get missteps. All right, we got a Welda. Now what? We're in New York with our sewer surveillance cams, Tinkas, and Welders. And our turtles. I don't know. How do you say turtles in a New York accent? What do you do? How do you say that? Turtles? You seen the turtles down on 6th Street? Toidles? Yo, Ronnie, you got the toidles? All right. You got a mana vault. Ring-a-ding-ding? Oh, Relic of Sauron. I'm off it. Bam. You think they got a force, chat? You think they have a force for my goblin? I'm just saying words now. All right. Engineer. Yeah, chat. I'm going to put a Bolus of Citadel in my yard. I'm going to weld a Bolus of Citadel into play. I'm going to play an Emery, hold priority. Emery Mills, consign on top. Surely consign. Oh, no. If they have Metamorph, consign doesn't counter Metamorph. Okay, at least I have another Emery, right? So I think it's fine. Oh, Time Walk. Beautiful. Time Walk. Beautiful. Time Walk. I'll play another Welder. All right, easy. Now we just need a Vault Key. Academy. I only have Moxen in my yard right now. I guess we'll play an Academy. Stock up. There we go. That's why you're in my deck. Stock up. Time Vault and another stock up, I guess. Wait, I don't have any mana. Oh, I guess I can get some mana, right? Get some mana. Stock up. I'm gonna take this because it can cycle. Oh, wait. I can just do the sewer cam for infinite mana. Doesn't do anything for me, though. Does infinite mana help me in any way? Oh, infinite blue mana. There we go. Oh, I can infinite mana. Can I draw the deck with infinite mana? Is that how it works? I'm gonna swap this and this and play a key. All right. I don't think I can draw through my whole deck. Because that's not how this works, but... Yeah. I can... Oh, Emery. Because I have Emery, it's infinite draw. Because I can cast it every time with Emery. Okay. So without... I wasn't thinking about Emery. The Emery I do. So what chat is saying is... I have infinite mana because with a sewer cam and a Moxen, I can loop those with Welder to make infinite mana. And then because I have Emery, I can use that infinite mana to sack my cam and draw 4. Not draw 4, draw 2. But then I can just, when I sack my cam, or even when I get it back with Emery, I can untap my Emery. So yeah, the Emery changes things. I was not thinking about the Emery. There's a lot going on here. I assume there's like a lot of loops and stuff that I haven't really seen. Unfortunately, I have like Time Vault Key and Citadel, so those things are not very necessary. But well, it'll happen eventually. I kind of like how much more the cam can play with the draw stuff. We'll see how it goes. All right, we're on to round 3. Possible Dredge player. We have a Force, a top. Our hand is very slow. Don't know that they're on Dredge, but they are on Dredge usually most of the time we play against them. I could mulligan this to look for something stronger, but I think this is just acceptable. Opponent mulliganed once. We have a top on turn 1. We have 2 draw steps, finding mana or Moxen. We have a Force to protect us, if our Tinker if we want. I guess I technically could take top if we don't force a Grief here, which wouldn't be good for us, I must say. Grief. Shell Hollow one? All right, I will force this Hollow one. One thing you can do with welders against Dredge is you can weld hollow ones out for serum powder. Yeah, I don't think we're worried about forces if we have 2 Emerys, right? Wow, that is a nightmare. That is one of the worst things that could have happened. All right, just a Shambling Shell. No activation of Bazaar. Does that mean they have like another one? Maybe they have Force Blue card. Now we're activating with Chill, but there's no creature, there's no more Dredgers in the yard. Keeping 2, pitching Shell. It must be Force Blue card, right? Force Blue card. Okay, their hand must be Force Blue card. There's like kind of no reason to do it this way. We did not draw an artifact, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit here. Hopefully this doesn't go too badly. Another natural Dredge to protect their Force Blue card. Here is... So they would have dredged over serum powder that we would have... I mean, we don't have a welder, so I don't know why I'm talking about welder. But it's just a cool thing you can do. This was a bad one for us. This one hit an Icarid. There's a soul spike in their main. Jesus. All right. So... let's get probably a soul ring. Because we need the mana to start casting things here. And we're going to get the first one countered. I didn't put a Soul Guide Lantern in the main of my deck because I needed to fit all of these other cards, or else I would really have liked to have a Soul Guide Lantern in my deck, which this would have been a great spot for a Soul Guide Lantern, clear their Holy Yard. I think the best version of this list probably has a Soul Guide Lantern in it. I just trying to fit in the interesting pieces to find out how good they are. We get a Soul Ring. And then I'm going to cast... So how much mana do I have? I have 5 mana. I'm going to cast an Emery and see if I can get the Force Bait, and then I'll tinker if it doesn't get bait, if it does get forced. I'm hoping this baits a force, and I can just tinker. Oh, it did not bait a force. Mill 4. Nothing really great there. So I'm going to cast Stock Up, see if that gets a force. Yeah, okay, cool. So next turn we have Tinker Citadel. Just how much life are we going to be left with? We also have a top I can bring back. The question is how much life are we left with here? There's a chill. I'm down to 13. Okay. I think we're going to block... Well, the question, chat, is 3 life better than having access to a Sensei's top? What's better, a Sensei's top or 3 life from 13 to 10? Probably a Sensei's top, I would assume. Yeah, it is up into a point, like based on your life total, right? All right, we just need infinite turns here. True of Vexing Bauble. Let's bring back top. And we'll play Bauble because it's free. And then we'll tinker our Bauble. And we'll get a Bolus's Citadel. I immediately have to draw and cast Sewer Valence. Okay. Doesn't do a lot unless we mill something over with our other Emery. But we're definitely casting it. There's our Time Vault. Let's untap this. Wish I had some mana in my yard off of that Emery activation. We'll go to Time Vault. We'll definitely take an extra turn. Another Emery. So I think here I play the Emery from my hand. I think from here I play the Emery from my hand. Keeping this Emery. Milling 4. I milled an Astrolabe. Not great. Play my C. Miss. Draw with top. Cast the top. Why is it over here now? Engineer does it, right? So engineer puts it in my yard. I go to 1. And then on my time walk turn, I get to key my opponent. All right, I go to my time walk turn, and then I win. Cool. This deck is sweet. Sweet. All right. Good. Very good. Very, very good. Did I want to tap top before casting the second Emery, maybe? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. It's a pretty good point. All right, so I'm bringing in Lantern Needle. We still game 1 versus Dredge. We definitely would have been in a better spot that game if I had a Lantern I could get. Maybe not, though, because our plan worked out pretty well. Lantern, Needle, Crypt. Sphinx seems reasonable. If I bring in ley lines, I want this into the Flood Maw, but I don't know if they're going to bring in ley lines or not. It's hard to tell what people will do. Chaos Defiler seems bad. Extruder seems bad. Bauble is good. Kind of want to have access to Force. I probably can take out Citadel on the draw here. Yeah, imagine they had 4 Golgari Grave Trolls. That wouldn't go well. Hey, babe. Maybe just an Astrolabe. Try something like this. What's up? It's been so long. Welder, Emery, Lotus, stock up, Sensei's top. Seems fine. Opponent mulliganed once and powdered once. They did bring in Leyline. They did bring in Leyline. Mulliganed 5. Leyline is a weird card against us. It definitely is good. Okay, they didn't have it. 5 card keep, no Leyline. Vigor as well. Hollow 1, no Dredger, discarded a Bazaar. Does that mean they have 3 Bazaars, chat? I feel like that means they have 3 Bazaars. That's a good draw. What the hell do we do with this? What do we do with this? Could mean force blue card. It's not even that bad unless it's negation, though. Negation, like if it's force of will, then it's fine. If it's negation, it's really annoying. But I'm pretty sure I want to play like all of my artifacts, my welder, and my emery this turn. So yeah, I think I am just going to cast Lotus. And I'm going to cast this before trap. Well, I guess I can't play everything if they do it this. If I do it this way, I was negation. Wow, that is the worst possible outcome. That was really bad for me. I definitely could have used my land instead if I wanted to play around that. I was like worried because I didn't want to like use my other red source basically, but. So I want a welder in play in case my opponent mills over. I guess they've already lost 2 serum powders. I mean, I definitely want an emery in play. I guess we're just putting an emery in play. See if we hit another dredge hate. We missed completely. Okay. Man, that negation was so good. This is an upkeep activate. We get a Black Lotus back with our emery. Okay, nothing off that. So no dredge yet. We're just taking 4. We have a stock up off of our emery, right? And a surveillance. Oh, wait. We're almost infinite. This is infinite draw or no? Because you activate top. I think it's infinite draw next turn. Oh, also I can just use this cam now to like make a bajillion mana off of this. I don't know if that's good or not, but it's something I can do. Ancestral Bauble. I mean, I don't need a Bauble. I guess I could. A Bauble helps play against Mental Misstep on Welder. Sickening Shoal off the top. Oh. I mean, that's kind of boring, but... So I want to play Bobble so that I don't just get Vigored next turn. So I'll just play a Bobble and I'll just play a Time Vault and then I'll win next turn. I think next turn, if I didn't draw this, I would have played Welder and then I would have had infinite. I think top Cam and Welder's infinite draws, right? Because I can activate top hold priority, swap them in and out, and I'll still have the top draw. So I think next turn I was winning regardless, but yeah, no hollow one. Sorry, friend. Because I could have played Bobble Welder and then I would have just had to crack the Welder the Bobble later. So, all right, I will take infinite turns and attack you 20 times. Easy. So far, so good. We got pound of mids across the table. Our hand is reasonable. We keep it. See what our opponent has for us. Yeah, we have. I have a. I don't know. It's weird because like I have a sneaking suspicion you're not supposed to play 4 cams, but by playing 4 cams, you really fill out the blue count, which is really important. One of my problems with previous Goblin Engineer, Goblin Welder decks is that the blue count was an issue, but this deck having Emery, Stock Up, and Cam has kind of helped. But there are other blue cards you can add. We can add in Probe and Brainstorm if we wanted to trim, so. All right. 5-card start on the draw for our friend Ancient Tomb Pass. I like Saga. I don't think I need constructs. And I like pass and try to get red mana. Look, I'm looking to do a Volt Key with this engineer probably. Looks like another Jewel player. Tezzy. So this is a traditional Jewel deck. Forcing this sucks. I don't want to, so I don't think I'm going to. Doesn't do anything right now. Then get Mana Crypt, I guess. We're not really like losing to Bobble because we have Misstep. Not really losing a top because we have Misstep. So like we have some things covered here, which is like I think you have to force this Tezzeret if you don't have Misstep in your hand, because they can just like go Bobble and then next turn Bobble plus the spell they want to play. They got Mana Vault. That's great for us. All right, Tutor, Volcanic Island. I just drew land, huh, in my 12 land deck. Well, I'll have a lot of mana here after. I'm gonna get a Goblin Engineer in play. And then I'm gonna put a Time Vault in my yard and threaten my opponent here. Even without drawing the Mana Vault, the Saga would find it. Fortunately, I have to cast it, so I try to get some mana. So I assume that a Mana Vault is coming down. Oh, they ripped a Workshop, maybe? Maybe not. They could have had it in their hand based on their lands here. Seems like a free misstep target. Let's misstep this. And then we just need to see what they cast. They can't cast a Jewel after this. Oh, I guess Mana Vault is an extra a bajillion mana with the Tezzeret, so yeah. Unfortunate for my opponent, they chose Mana Vault and not something like Mana Crypt here. Actually couldn't be misstepped. Mana Crypt was definitely an option. They're forcing pitching PO on my mental misstep. I mean, that just means they have Jewel as their last card, right? So we just force back. And then we win. The only way it makes sense to do that is if they have... I mean, they didn't have to play this Mana Vault if they had a Jewel. I don't have enough mana to... Do I have enough mana to play a Vexing Bubble here? I don't think I need to, but I can play a Vexing Bauble, play a land, play a key as one off here, activate. Oh, I do have enough. Okay, I guess we just do that then. Why not? Oh, I have to sacrifice it. Never mind, I guess. Turns. They're mine. Okay, so we're thinking Jewel or like some kind of big blue Tezzeret deck. We saw a PO, so it could be a big blue Tezzeret deck as well. I like the idea of Needle for one ring. I like the idea of Null Rod. I like the idea of maybe Pyro, depending on which version they are. Trap and Consign. I don't think we brought in Pyroblast against Tony, but if we don't know that they're on Jewel yet, is the problem. I think we can cut to 5. Well, the thing is, like, if they're on, like, the 4 Tezzeret mono blue deck, then, like, the things we want are completely different, is the problem. But if they're on Jewel, then we, like, really don't want all the nonsense. I think we don't need an extra basic. So, like, I didn't bring these Pyroblasts in before. I'm, like, having a real hard time cutting cards. It's probably something like... Oh, the Vexing Bauble on the draw, and maybe, like, one Engineer. We'll see. We can fix up our board if we end up on picking the wrong deck to play against here. Okay, what do I have? I've got Underground Sea, Goblin Welder, Pyroblast, Pyroblast, Jet, Sapphire, Mana Crypt. I will mulligan. Opponent kept 7. This hand is not good, I'll tell you that much. Workshop. Monolith. We've got one ring covered pretty nicely here. Oh, Metamorph? Monolith. Go. Interesting. A Time Walk. Surely that's fine. Yeah, we're having a good time. Should I mean, I want to wait on this needle. I don't want to get trapped for no reason. An Underground Sea. Fantastic. All right, well, this is going to name the one ring. We have a Pyro. We're pretty dead to a Jewel. Our draw was not... Both of our draws there were not what we were looking for. We were really looking for action, but we have 4 stock-ups in our deck, so we have some actions to draw to. Basic Island. PO, maybe? I will counter target spell. Okay. 3 cards in my opponent's hand. We drew another mana source. They don't have that much mana of their own, right? Surely. Oh, Ancient Tomb. The One Ring makes sense. Covered that. Good job, Justin. Emery, beautiful. Love it. We'll cast it. Does mean that they can metamorph my Emery. Null Rod is on in the yard. There's a Null Rod in the yard. Our mana isn't in a great spot for that, but it's an option. Wish I could do like instant speed Emery stuff, but I guess we did technically do that with the surveillance cam, which is cool. Here, a surveillance cam would actually be quite good, right? Because we can play the surveillance cam, crack it, and then replay it with Emery if we get enough blue. A springs. Are they gonna? Do they have? They now have the ability to use another springs to bounce Emery, which would let them draw with the ring. Or sorry, bounce the needle, so they can draw with the ring. They have another PO. Okay. Ring and 2 metamorphs back. Sorry, not ring. Ring, a metamorph, and a monolith back. They can copy the Emery if they want. Having the mana to... Yeah, there's unlucky, but it's okay. Oh, and a Mox Opal now. We have a Null Rod coming, so that will help. Might get countered now after my opponent drew cards. We'll see. We've drawn more mana. That's not good. Well, we will try to cast this Null Rod because I think we have to. We've drawn mana almost every turn in this game besides the Emery, right? Not great. Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're allowed to not Null Rod here, right? Oh, they negated it. Pitching Sync. Interesting. They could just negate that. That's doesn't make... I don't know if I like that from them. Maybe it's fine. I mean, I can't bring it back, so... We just haven't drawn really very, very well this game. Let's see what they do. They can copy the Emery, like I said. They can hit more POs, maybe. Hit a Jewel. Just new ring. They have a Metamorph and an Unknown. They didn't Metamorph. Okay. That's a good draw. I'm going to use this to replay my Sapphire. I guess I'll play out this Black Lotus as well. All right. They're at 13. They're drawing mana now, too. Oh, this is not a bad spot. Oh, we drew the surveillance cam. Let's go. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to play the surveillance cam. Hold on. I think I'm going to play out this Mana Crypt. I'm going to play the surveillance cam, and then with the trigger on the stack, targeting the Emery, I'm going to crack it. So I'm playing the surveillance cam. It's actually quite good here. I'm going to draw some cards. And I can, like, weave the Lotus in between, maybe? So it's targeting that. And with that on the stack, I'm going to sacrifice... Oh, yeah. Wait, did I just, like, unlock... Wait, how does this work with this Lotus here? Is it nuts? So I crack this in response. No, so first I do that. I target my Lotus. It's not a loop, I assume, because we don't make enough mana, but it's really good. So I do that. I don't need to pop it right away, but I guess I can just pop it right away. Oh, no, I don't want to pop it right away. No, I can, because I'll have the cam to... Sorry, I'm a little lost. Yeah, I will crack this sewer lens. So I will untap my Emery, and I will tap and target my cam, and then I'll draw 2, and then I'll untap my Emery, and I'll untap my Emery, and I'll play my Black Lotus. And I'll play my cam. Targets my Emery. I crack my Black Lotus. I target my Black Lotus. I crack my cam. I untap my Emery. I target my cam. I draw 2. I untap. I use my Black Source. But I have a Black Lotus, so I cast my Black Lotus. And then I Vault Key. I have Vault Key from here. I can engineer to put a key in my yard and demonic for the other way around. So I demonic. So I engineer. I put time vault or key in my yard. Do I have enough mana, chat? I have enough mana. Holy we popped off. And I have Force backup. And they have Metamorph +1. What? We won the game on this turn because we drew Cam? Whoa. Wow. This was pretty awesome. Wow. Cool. Cool. Manifold key. And we can always sack the mana crypt to the engineer if we want to not have any way to die. We had so much mana, and we had Black Lotus and Emery and Cam, and it just resulted in a ton of stuff. Wow, that was cool. Will they have a counter after all of this? Last card, Force. Sure. I mean, I have a Force as well now. Cool. What a crazy win. 4-0. All right, here we go. 5th and final round with our, as PVDH has called it, GoPro deck. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. This is a turn 2 win, isn't it? We got turn 1 Ruby and Emery, and turn 2 we got. Oh no, we have to get we need to put we need this Emery to hit something in the yard to win, right? That's still something we have to do here. The Emery has to mill over an artifact, or I mean, eventually we can sack an artifact. This is why this card's kind of cool. It can sack an artifact too. I don't need to tap that. Oh, we hit 4 artifacts, so Key, Bauble, Astrolabe, so we can draw through our whole deck now too. As long as these don't get negated, I guess. It's okay, we hit artifacts, chat. We're good. Now we have to not die on turn 1. See what happens. Or get null rotted on turn 1. Workshop. That's a lot of workshops this league. There's a lot of workshops in Vintage right now. Huge percentage of the field is workshop decks. There are 3 different workshop decks, so. No! That will stop us. We can weld it out later, maybe. Oh, you're right. We can beat Null Rod. You're right. We can beat Null Rod. Trinisphere. Wait, we can beat Trinisphere too, right? No, we don't have enough card. We can't cast both of our cards. What if we have, do we have any mana sources? We don't have mana sources. So if I, let's see, I pay a 3 mana to play a cam. I don't have any mana sources. So even if I, I don't think I can win from this spot right now. So I think we should just pass and cast a surveillance cam on their end step and then weld the cam out for something. I guess I could weld the cam in, I could weld it in now. I could play it now. Welding in, oh wait, I can just wait, no, I already have it, right? I don't need to do infinite damage, I can do infinite draw. Okay, so I play the cam. This infinitely draws, at least. So I can at least draw a bunch of things. Oh, wait, I have infinite mana as well. So I have infinite draw, infinite mana, then I play infinite intruder and kill. Okay, wait, I'm good. I don't know why I'm struggling with the concepts here, but I am. So I don't need to do that. I can just do this and... Oh, wait, no, I do need to do that. I need to do this and... Wait, how do I get an artifact into my yard? Oh, this one untapped right away, right? So I can do that right now. So I can do this and this. I think so. And then this untaps, and then I weld the cam in it. Yes. Can I always this? Then I take this and this. Save targets on this. Always yield, always yes. Oh, that's actually really easy. I keep saying the wrong one, though. Wow. That seems good. So now I can just play this thing and ping my opponent. And then I need to undo my auto yields. And I take this guy and this guy. And save targets. Yes. Always yes. Always this. Oh, okay. I didn't need to undo that. So then I do this and this. And then I can save targets this and this. And this. And then this and this. Wow, wow. They actually made this super easy. Okay. I can auto stack abilities somehow too. All right, they figured it out. All right, that's our first win with the combo, and it's through a Trinisphere. That wasn't too bad. So we started with infinite mana, so we can play our extruder, but we could also do infinite draw with our astrolabe if we didn't have extruder. So we win this game even if we don't have extruder in our hand because we have infinite mana with our ruby, and then we have infinite draw with our astrolabe, draw into extruder, and infinite damage with extruder. Not bad. Okay, so we're playing against... We don't know which kind of workshop deck we're playing against still. We don't know if we're Raker, Jewel, or Sphere Shops, which makes boarding impossible. I think we're like most likely it's Sphere Shops. I think I want to board as if it's Sphere Shops. I don't know. I think I should just board if it's Sphere Shops. I mean, Consign is always good. Abrade is not always good. Hercules is sometimes good. I mean, we probably want... We don't want Trap. I think we should board as if it's Sphere Shops, right? I don't know. I'm going to board if it's Sphere Shops. I'm going to board Abrades, Hercules, and Consigns in. The fact that You can bring an extruder back with engineer, and the fact that extruder has the sack ability, I really like the sack ability a lot. I've been using the sack ability with like manifold key and like make up a huge army of 3/3s. It's been very interesting. I think I might just take out the demonic tutor because I don't know if I'll have black mana. Is that stupid? Maybe that's stupid. Take out like an astrolabe and maybe I'll check out demonic tutor. I don't know. Seems like it could be hard. All right, what do we have? We have a force. We have the Emery Lotus again. This is nice. CRK, you missed like some awesome stuff. Some really cool things happened. It was definitely worth watching. We did some sweet Magic the Gathering. Here's Workshop, and here is Sphere. I'm gonna just counter Sphere. I don't like Sphere here. I'm gonna get rid of that our extra Emery. And then I'm gonna go. So I can go Island, Lotus, cast Emery, cast Engineer, right? Island, Lotus. Cast Emery, making red and blue. Mills over a bunch of spells. And then cast Engineer. What am I putting in my yard, chat? Round 1, we played a 50-minute matchup versus Esper Frog. I feel like I should put the Astrolabe so that we can draw cards. I don't know if that's right or not, but that's my feeling. My gut instinct is I want to put that Astrolabe in my yard. I think Cam is a little too much mana, and I'm a little worried about it. Could be wrong, but maybe it would be okay. I'm pretty worried about getting like restrained really heavily here. Oh, interesting. Okay, engineer down. I think Astrolabe just like looks a little bit better with nothing else going on. We immediately drew a snow covered anyways. So I can have I have a Lotus. I could just cast Lorien. Seems like I want to do that. The trick with the Cam and Lotus last time was that we had a lot of extra mana. Consign in another land. It really depends on what my opponent plays this turn here. Shouldn't have 6. We have this Emery still going. They chose to kill the engineer, not the Emery, which I think was just wrong. I don't think it would made any sense to kill the engineer over the Emery. Nothing else? What does that mean, chat? Is it all lands, or is there like a mind break trap? Or I can cast this thing, but I can't pay for it right now. I think I just kill this patchwork while I have the mana to do so. Oh, it doesn't target? How does this work? Oh. Oh. All right, and that's just nuts then. We'll just do that. That's crazy. What does it have, like the text from Council's Judgment? Is that what this is? It's like a fixed Council's Judgment text. Ew. Oh. Oh. Oh, gross. Thank you, MTGO Reserve List card, Chaos Defiler. Oh, I think we won. I think the game's over. I think that's it. What else can you even have? Mana Crypt? It's like a big Stonecoil Serpent or something. Karn. I don't know about that one, buddy. Nope. Now we just want like another force. I can, oh my god, I can like kill my own Chaos Defiler if I need to. So I want to get a Welder in play, and I want to get, I mean, I can just draw 3. I think I want to just get a Welder and an Extruder. I think I'm just going to get a Welder. And I'm a Black Lotus. I don't want my, I guess I don't want my Black Lotus to get negated. I'm trying to think about like if I got trapped here, what I want to get trapped. I guess this is fine. Card doesn't really matter. But this means I can actually like sack my Defiler and kill something if I need to. I don't think we need Agatha's Soul Cauldron. I've never been a huge fan of it in Vintage, but it's certainly a playable card. Again, like, you only get to play so many non-blue cards in your deck. It's very hard. The biggest thing here is blue cards. I mean, we're going to 5-0. Yes! Great clickbait, baby! Extremely good clickbait. Dredge. Let's go. GG's. All right, let's go. We got our whole deck ready for the picture. Bam! 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 Hell yeah. All right, this was great. This was a lot of fun. All of our matches, not all of our matches, but a lot of our matches were super interesting. Like, especially our round 1, our 50-minute battle versus Lurrus Frog was very hard to play. We had a couple like fast ones here at the end because I think this deck is a true combo deck. It's very, very powerful, but it has a lot of redundancy. I would say the one thing we didn't really face was we didn't face a lot of Leyline of the Voids, which is a card I've had some trouble in the past with this kind of deck versus. I have the Into the Flood more on the board, and we do have the ability to play through it with just like casting things and Time Vault. Now, our deck should be a lot better than it was in the past against that because we have things like Stock Up, Chaos Defiler, those kind of cards. I don't think this is the best version of this deck list. This was simply our, our testing list. I'm still not sure you're supposed to cut any cams. Like, it's a blue card and it works and it does the combo. If anything, like, the number of Goblin Engineers might be a little suspect. I was very happy with the Legion card. I'm actually going to keep it in the deck. I really would maybe want another land in my deck. Maybe that's a Sink into Stupor. Maybe that's more Lorien reveals. I don't know. Like, it's possible these stock ups are too clunky, and you could do something like cut a stock up and 2 stock ups for a Probe and a Brainstorm, make your deck a little lower to the ground. It's possible these Astrolabes are completely unnecessary, and we don't need to be doing the Astrolabe thing. If you want a red source, you probably want like a fetch, or maybe you want another volcanic. I'm not like sold that our red source is a problem, but we do have a lot of red cards, so maybe if you're trimming on stock ups, you have less reason to be blue, but we do want to have that turn 1 Emery as well. So, I wanted to like maybe try to lean into having access to a bunch of basics so that we didn't get wastelanded out of games. We still kind of got wastelanded out of games because it never helps. But we have, basics and Astrolabes to try to fill around with mana, but that might not be worth it. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see what other people come up with in terms of this deck, because you're already seeing some people playing it in Legacy with some different cards as well. Sideboard wise, yeah, it's still looking a little rough in the sideboard. I think I like the conceptual Tinker slash Welder Engineer targets. I think the Null Rod is worth it, but it is very odd. And then I don't really know how I feel about these Blast and these Abrades. They certainly made me feel like I didn't have enough red sources, where the main, I kind of felt like I had enough red sources, so it's weird. I do feel like the snow-covered mountain is important because being able to fetch a basic mountain that doesn't get wastelanded. I know our mountain got strip mined, but like being able to do engineer activations through wasteland effects and through null rod effects is very important. So like I said throughout the whole video, there's tons of cards that legally fit inside of this deck and probably synergize really well. But again, it's tough. You need to have you need to have lands, and you need to have your full Moxen set. You need to have a large number of creatures, and then you still need to fit in. This is how many blue cards? 6, 15, 16, 22. This is 22 blue cards. I wouldn't want to go lower than like 20 minimum. I like 22 for these kind of decks. So yeah. Sideboard, I might want to like have more cards that cost less mana, maybe more like Mind Break Trap style effects. We'll have to see. Either way, the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle League in Vintage on stream, 5-0 trophy. I hope you enjoyed. If you have cards from the New York set that you think will actually be playable in Vintage, let me know. It's looking a little slim, I'm not going to lie to you, but the good news is I love Goblin Welder, and so the fact that this can possibly make Goblin Welder even any bit more playable is a big win for me, and you'll probably see me brewing with this a lot on the channel. I have some other ideas. There's Yorion ideas. There's like very heavy snow-covered ideas that use like Field of Ruin. There's, of course, Painter Grindstone, which I told people I didn't really like, but it's another option. So lots of possibilities if we just talk about this one card. We'll see if we can find any more cards to play in Vintage in future leagues, which air on this YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.